Well, I think you've covered some of this. The oil and gas supply chain has clearly been under some pressure over the last few years. The first question is, how critical is the timing of a decision on the sector deal? And secondly, how would the sector deal proposals create more business opportunities for supply chain companies across the UK? I mean, obviously myself and Mr Thompson are very glad of anything that benefits the economy of the north east of Scotland, but there's already been some mention of how this can benefit companies across the supply chain across the UK. Can you say a bit more about that?
Two things that make it critical, I think. One is that we are a maturing basin, and we've only got so much time. I don't want to talk it down because I believe there's an awful lot of reserves and life still left in the basin. However, the faster we move, the faster we can make an impact, both on reserves, as Stuart was saying, but also on this supply chain opportunity. The second thing that makes it critical is that other people are looking at the same ideas as us. In our research around the underwater hub, we found that the Norwegians have Neil will obviously have known this, but we've all found that the Norwegians have something very similar already running called the GCE, Subsea node, which does pretty much what we've described in our current design as to what we would like to do. And you can see that if we don't do it, it will be filled by others. And I think you also know, Neil, that in Brazil they're thinking of something similar. So this idea of us having a world-leading position in the subsea and underwater industry is one that we all know about in the northeast. Not everybody knows that in the country and sees ourselves as a world leader, but we are a world leader. In terms of your second question, across the UK, I know the latest Oil and Gas UK workforce report says something like 61% of the people who work in the industry, of about 280,000 people, are not in Scotland. 39%, a very large proportion of them are in Scotland, of course, and a very large proportion of the contractors are in Scotland relative to other regions, but actually still the majority, it's split. I think it's something more like 50-50 between the two, between Scotland and the rest of the UK. So our view here and our vision for these hubs is, as Neil said, they are hub and spoke models. And so part of it is setting up, yes, a physical presence with some staff in it, but the other really important part is this virtual connection to these other centres. And this is the piece of work we've been doing with the other centres, and we started it in underwater, getting together the people who represent all of these aspects of innovation in marine engineering.